Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, as it should. Because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. All right? But happy Friday. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. It's Friday. It doesn't change anything for me, but I am happy that we are at the end of this week. It has been a very long one for me. I don't know about you guys, but it has been a long one for sure. And I got to be honest, I'm excited about the weekend being here, to be completely straight funky with you. But still, like I said, the work don't stop. I still got a lot of stuff for you guys over this weekend to talk about and discuss. And there's some things that I have been, holding off on, waiting for the weekend so I get a little bit more time to cover some certain things with y'all. But nonetheless, we got something that's been going on that we need to talk about. We need to check out. I want to check this out with you guys because I think this is very, very interesting stuff. So we're going to get into this here in just a minute. So do me a favor. Hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are on those other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, show some love. Hit that follow button. Follow, because we are going to be, there's a lot of deep diving stuff that we're going to be doing and that we have been doing over the last couple days. And it's continuing. We ain't done yet. There's a lot to cover. Lot of coverage. So please hit that follow button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button here on my main channel. If you haven't done that yet, subscribe, please, and thank you. All right. Check out my secondary channel, which, by the way, that channel's been doing amazing. It's humming like crazy. People are tuning into the Pascal Show Clips channel. Please go over there. Check it out. There's a lot of stuff that I'm covering over there that I'm sure you're going to want to get your eyes on as well. Like I said, we've been doing some deep dives into some stuff over there too. So check it out. Subscribe there, subscribe here, hit that join button down below. Check out my Patreon and my locals. Of course, check out my merch. We got new stuff, new holiday sweaters, graphic tees, etc. All pertaining to the holidays. Right now available on pascalmerch.com. So go check it out. We got some really great stuff. You'll be seeing me wearing some of these things here in the very near future. I can't wait to share and show them off with you guys. But still, if you like it, go check it out. All right. Now, again, somebody, Wanda just said, I'm not getting alerts. Hit that notification bell. Turn it off and turn it back on. Make sure it's set to all so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it is random. So make sure you do that. Okay, guys? All right. PascalMerch.com. Check out that GoFundMe. Also, check out that GoFundMe. That'd be greatly appreciated. Okay. We got to do all this intro stuff, so that you guys know about these other things. Some people still don't know that I have a secondary channel. I'm dead serious. Some of y'all don't even know that there's a secondary channel that even exists. It's pretty wild. So that's why these intros are necessary, because you wouldn't know about merch. You wouldn't know about if you wanted to support. You wouldn't know about the GoFundMe, right? Which, of course, is in the description box down below. I'll make sure I put it in the chat here in just a little bit. Or actually, S-Dubs already did it for me. Yeah, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you so very much. There we go. Some love. So go up there to the top of the chat. I have a holiday special that I'm putting together, piecing together right now as we speak. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of ridiculousness, comedy, etc. Go check it out. The GoFundMe is pinned at the top of the chat. If you can support, that'd be amazing. Okay? That would be awesome. All right? Marissa, welcome to the family. Thank you so much for becoming a part of the family. And of course, just like Marissa, think about hitting that join button down below. Become a member. It's not too much to ask for, I don't think. But at the same time, I understand we working hard out here in these streets. Milk be expensive out here. It's like trying to buy a Louis Vuitton bag. All right. Eggs ain't cheap either. And gas is out of control. So I get it. But if you can support, it'd be greatly appreciated. All right. Now here's the thing. Zaneta. Thank you so much. Yes, we got to 150 and we're still climbing. I'm trying to get to 200,000. All right. I'm trying to get to 200,000. It's not, I'm not asking for much. I'm just sitting there going, hey, hit that subscribe button down below. Support if you can. Every single subscriber is a step towards more, right? Step towards more success and more opportunities. And hopefully, the more we grow, the more the show grows and the more we grow as a family. So please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I have to say, it is wild that we are at 150K. I still can't believe it. And to think that just a couple years ago, and don't worry, we're going to be doing some sort of 150K celebration of some sort for sure. But I do want to say this though, you think like just a few, man, I mean, just thinking about where I was at maybe just 2,000 subscribers years ago. It's wild that you think, wow, I don't think I'll ever get to that number, right? And then suddenly, even so, you don't know that, you don't ever think you're going to get to 10,000. You don't think you're going to get to 5,000, right? Until it actually happens. And then when it does happen, it's like, wow, I just got to 10. I just got to 5,000. I just got to 10,000. Holy cow, I got to 20. I got to, and the number just keeps going up and up and up. And it's an amazing, it's an amazing feeling. And it is wild because you look back and it's like looking at your child, and you look back at the old videos and you're like, wow, I did that a long time ago. Man, I'm never doing that again, kind of thing. And then you just continue to grow, but then you forget where you were in the very beginning. It's very humbling when you look back at like the very first video that you posted. Man, I will say this too, just really quick, and we're going to get into it, I promise. All right. But sometimes we need to talk just to talk, right? But I remember being in this room, this very room. I was this way. I was sitting this way. Or actually, my back was towards this wall. So I was sitting like this, right? So everything was behind me. The room was just a bunch of clutter, because it was just like I had just moved in, all that stuff. Walls weren't even painted. And I was shooting on my iPhone and trying to use old equipment that I used to have. That's how I started the channel. My dog concurs. But it was, just ugly beige walls. Nothing had been painted yet, and then, you slowly but surely just start laying brick by brick the foundation. You start to build the work. You start to work. And then suddenly now we're here, with they're not purple now, but with the lights and the paint, and there's nothing on the walls right now, but there will be here hopefully this weekend. But it's just very interesting, you know what I mean? You start from nothing, like Bombaclat just said, started from the bottom, and now we are here. And it's just it's amazing. It's an amazing experience. And it's wild to think that, you start from zero. And I started all this stuff during the lockdown. Did all this starting there, and then now we're here, which is, it's a humbling experience. It's a wild and beautiful, humbling experience. So just wanted to say that, because I know that there's some people out there that are YouTubers or content creators that are trying to even just get their first 100 subscribers. And I'm telling you right now, you put in the work, it'll work. You just got to put the work in. And also, you got to be strategic. I've made many, many mistakes, still make them today. But at the same time, you start to figure out what works and what doesn't work, and you start doing it. And don't get me wrong, I'm nowhere near where, for example, like Sean Atwood is. He's almost at 1 million subscribers. You got Popcorn Planet, those, you know what I mean? Content creators that have been putting out some really great work and really great content. I'm nowhere near where they are, but I'm excited to hopefully get to those numbers and look back and go, damn, I just talked about this right here. You know what I'm saying? I just talked about 150 just a couple years ago, and now we're here. You know what I mean? So it's been a wild thing. So just saying, for those of y'all who are content creators, don't give up. Don't stop. Keep putting in the work, brick by brick. And of course, make sure that you are trying to perfect it, trying to get better, not just do the same old thing. You want to keep progressing. You want to keep getting better. Like I said, a few years ago when I first started this channel, I was doing stuff on a iPhone with shoddy audio equipment. This room was beige with no lighting whatsoever. It was just the light in the room. It was disgusting. But that's where I started. And then you progress from there. Now I'm going to tell you this too. It's a funny little thing. Let me just tell you this piece. And this is very humbling. I'm not kidding. So I think what's funny is the night that Diddy got the announcement that Diddy got arrested, right? So this also works. This also has to do with Diddy. When I announced that he had been arrested and I was talking about all that, I had just gotten a table. Let me explain. For years, I had been using. So this table that I have right now, it's nice. It's really, really nice. It's nice. It's like this white, beautiful table. It's big. It's got a lot of room. It's awesome. But let me tell you, forever, while I was building this room was all painted and all that stuff. Lights were up. Camera was here. All this stuff, right? For years, I had been doing my show on a fold-up picnic table. Yes, a black fold-out picnic table for years. So just a few months ago, I had just upgraded the table itself. I was holding on to that. The damn thing was bowing in because of all the cameras and the computers and all that stuff. That thing, the table was starting to do this. It was starting to lean in. And if you noticed, near the end, this is when I realized it was time to upgrade to a table. Oh man, I hold on to things until they fall apart. I'm a guy, okay? I'll wear a shirt till it's literally falling off my body. All right. But you can tell if you go back to some of these old videos before Diddy was arrested, I still had the fold out picnic table. I still got it. I still use that doggone thing. That thing is sturdy. Okay. And that thing ain't cheap. Those fold out tables are not cheap. But anyway, you can tell that it was time to wrap it up, because on the side over here, see the boom, the microphone boom arm thing. You see this thing? It dug into, because I would twist it so hard because there was no real place to clamp the microphone boom thing, right? So I twisted so hard that the plastic on the fold out table there was such an indentation, because it's been like that for years, that it started losing grip. So at first I thought I might have to buy a whole new one of these doggone things, because I didn't think about upgrading the table. I just kept it real. I was just keeping the table. But if you notice in some of these videos, this microphone, and I just slowly am getting further and further and further and further and further away from the camera. Why? Because this doggone thing was getting so loose. The whole thing was starting to bend this way. It was losing grip. So I would keep trying to readjust in between, videos and stuff like that. Just doing anything I could. Because in my mind, I'm like, the table's fine. The table is fine, but it was really time to go. It was really time to let it go. Okay. Yeah. Before I go, the table was just ain't tabling like it used to. Okay. And of course, it was also doing this in the middle, which is where I'm sitting right now. Literally the whole thing. Cause I'm leaning on it. I'm active. But I had that thing for years and I still use it to this day when it comes to putting together these hoodies and t-shirts and all that stuff. It's now somewhere else. It's in a proper place. I still love that table. But then I moved this table in, which yay, you know what I mean? Upgrades are always great. And then I put the clamp. I put the clamp back onto the side of this table. And now look at this. And I feel like I just got a brand new stand for the mic. I swear to God, I feel like it's Christmas now. I'm like, look at this. I can move it around because I couldn't move it. The doggone thing would fall off if I moved it 2 inches in the wrong direction. Go back, take a look. You'll see for yourself the whole thing. The whole thing is just bending this way. And as time goes on, you see me get further and further back in the show. I'm just all the way back, swimming in the abyss. Crazy stuff anyway. All right? Crazy stuff, but I just wanted to tell you guys, I mean, it's all about progression. It's all about taking it to the next step, right? Taking it to the next level, doing more, doing better, making the content as good as you can make it. You know what I mean? And see, Joy's like men and their toys. It's funny because you'd think that I would just go and upgrade everything and there'd just be cameras and screens all over the place and just go super techie with everything. And I'm not that kind of guy. I'm don't get me wrong. I mean, I am that kind of guy. I like tech stuff. I'm a nerd. But at the same time, I'm not about to go and buy a whole bunch of stuff everywhere. And you know what I mean? It's distracting to me. And also, why spend that money in that way when I can spend it on things that are important, more important, But regardless, I'm just trying to say to you guys that without you guys doing what you do, showing up, commenting, laughing at my corny ass jokes, listening to what I have to say, watching the content, giving a damn, subscribing, hitting that like button, all those things, it'd be nothing. This show would be nothing without you guys. Seriously. Just like I'm so thankful, and it's so ridiculous. And I guess because it's Thanksgiving time, but because I'm so thankful for that table that I had. I held on to it until there was a moment when I said, I can't do this anymore with this table anymore. Because there was an attachment to the table. Does that make sense? Yeah, I know it's corny, but at the same time, it was part of the journey. And you guys are part of that journey. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for subscribing, being a part of this conversation, being annoyed by me, disagreeing with me passionately, but still coming back and watching the show, agreeing with me, and then being shocked when I say something that you don't agree with, and you still come back. I thank you for that. Seriously. Because without you guys, I'd be talking to a doggone wall. I mean, I'm talking to a camera, but I'd be talking to a wall, really. And that sounds terrible. So thank you for proving that I'm not insane. Because I'm actually talking to y'all. And that means the world to me. So thank you. 150K. Pretty crazy stuff. Here's to 500,000. Here's to 1 million. We'll get there. It's just baby steps and one subscriber at a time. So I appreciate you guys. Okay. So we're going to get into it. But I just wanted to say thank you so much. Now, here's the thing. I know that a lot of us are here for this conversation right here. Now, shout out to Sean Atwood for having these interviews with Adria. And man, he's been killing it. I think we can all agree that he's been out here doing nothing but bringing out nothing but the hits lately. I mean, he's been interviewing everyone from Jaguar Wright to Courtney Burgess, and then bringing both of them on, and then a craziness has ensued. He's brought on all kinds of different people onto his platform, and he's getting some really, really great interviews. Yeah, really, really great interviews. There's some other ones from weeks ago that I do want to cover as well. They're from weeks ago, but we will be talking about that as well. Tomorrow, I will be honest, we are going to be going into a deep dive into Allie Carter. Just letting you guys know, we will be getting into a conversation about Allie Carter. Now, if you're not subscribed to the secondary channel, which I highly, highly, highly recommend, please go to the secondary channel, because I've been doing some videos, watching and reacting and putting in my commentary on some of these Allie Carter videos that have been put out here, that are out here in these internet streets. There's a lot more, and there's some that are just so massive. They're such big interviews or such big conversations that I do want to start trickling those into the show, to watch and listen. Because you let's be real, the Diddy conversation, this Diddy case has been absolutely insane, and it's only getting bigger and bigger. And I think that it's time that we start going into that, start jumping into that deep rabbit hole. And some of you guys may not be down for that, but I highly, highly recommend you guys even just taking 5 seconds to take a listen to one of her videos. I think it's very, I think there's a lot of revealing stuff that's being said in there. And so we're going to take a look at some of them for sure, because her stuff deserves to be heard for sure. The other thing, though, before we get into this video, because there's a couple videos that I do want to share with you guys that we are going to be looking at here shortly, from this interview, from Sean Atwood's video, from Sean Atwood's interview with Adria English. There was supposed to be an interview yesterday with Ashley Banfield and one of Diddy's accusers, Ashley Parham. Now, if you remember, she was one of the people saying that she was attacked viciously because she said something extremely insulting to Diddy about his involvement with Tupac's tragedy, right? Tupac's demise. We talked about that yesterday, and I was giving you guys that heads up that, it's going to be out. Everybody needs to go and check it out, so on and so forth. That interview never happened last night. Apparently, it got canceled. I don't know why, but it got canceled. All right. I didn't know until the actual show started. And then suddenly there was no list of her being on, because I figured she'd be taking up at least half the show, but that did not happen. So, and that's just how it is. That's just the world that we live in. Some of these interviews are scheduled and then they get canceled. I have been invited to numerous shows countless times, and then at the very, very last minute get canceled or get rescheduled for another day because something else popped off. That's just the news cycle, and that's just how it is. But when it comes to victims and them stepping forward, it could be a slew of different things. It could be that they were nervous, could be that they were scared of something. It could mean so many different things, right? So I just wanted to let you guys know that I did post it on the community page, but I did want to give you guys a heads up about that information, because I was upset too, because I'm sitting there, man, I could be sleeping, you know what I mean? I could be preparing for something else, and I'm sitting there waiting for the interview to happen, and then I see the list of what's going to be on the docket for the show, and I'm like, she's not there anymore. What the hell happened, right? But that is the news business, right? These are the breaks. Hopefully she does, if it's a matter of her being scared, intimidated, having a change of heart. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. All I can say is I hope she does find the strength to step forward and speak out, because a part of me does feel like it may be out of fear. Maybe she got nervous and she pulled out at the last minute because of fear. I hope that if she is watching this show, hello, I hope you do find the strength in you to step forward and speak out, whether it's on Ashley Banfield's show or on another platform. Because I think a lot of us need to hear your story, for sure. Not just hearing it from the reports and from the documents, the documents are insane, what is being said. But I think a face to the name, and that face actually saying what actually happened would be something. And I think it would be incredibly important. So hopefully she steps forward at some point. And I think other victims need to hear that story too. It definitely will. Hopefully it'll encourage more people to step forward, especially witnesses and victims, to step forward and tell their story too. But moving on, we got to get into this, and I appreciate you guys for, being patient with me. We have a lot of things to cover, a lot of things to talk about, and there's going to be a lot of coverage over the next couple of days. I've been told you that. And if you're not savvy to that, well, now you've been savvied, if that's even a term. But now we got an interview with Sean Atwood talking with Adria. Now, Adria has been out here. Let's keep it a buck. She's been out here, y'all. She has been saying some things. A lot of it's been on Lionel B's show, the Lionel B show. Definitely go check that out. He did an amazing 2-part interview with her. Maybe there's a third one coming out. Maybe it seemed like there was a hint that there may be a third one coming out with Lionel B. That might be coming out, and that might be another mind-blowing interview. Now, Sean Atwood has a sit down with her, and she goes into more details on a lot of the things that she said on Lionel B's show. And this stuff is crazy. I'm going to say that. It's crazy. So much that you could see it in the title up above. It's like, she even mentioned it on Lionel B, that Denzel was at one of these parties with his wife, allegedly. This is according to Adria English. He was so disgusted and so freaked out that Denzel went over to Diddy and said, "You wrong. You out of pocket for this one, son. Me and my wife are out." Because of something that happened with one of the dancers while they were on the, like the go-go dancing, whatever, the platform. Allegedly, this woman did her business because she wasn't even allowed to leave the platform so that she can go number 2 in a bathroom, right? She didn't do that. She wasn't allowed to do that. So again, she gets stuck up there, and she has to drop a number 2. Okay? It is absolutely insane. So we're going to take a look at that, of course. And again, let's get into this. All right. Appreciate you guys so much. Yeah. Christopher Reed says, no. Yes. It's crazy, right? It's like, not number 2. Oh God. Right. Scatman ski ba 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 da boop. Okay. Anyway, Black Anonymous says, the news is news, and I can't hardly keep up with this Diddy madness. Yes, it's absolutely maddening. It is absolutely maddening. The stuff that's been out here. Let's keep it a bean. It has been insane. All of it. And it's hard to listen, I'm the one giving y'all the news, right? I'm one of the people giving y'all the news. There's plenty of people that have been doing some serious due diligence on this stuff. But imagine my world right now. Do you see that I don't sleep no more? There is no such thing as sleep anymore. All I'm doing is Diddy stuff because there's so much stuff that just keeps on dropping out. Bow, 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 bow. As soon as I think I could go drop a deuce myself, something goes on. Damn, it's every day, every 5 minutes, it's... What? No. Seriously? Stop it. Oh my God. Ew. All that every single mother-loving day. For me. I know it's the world's tiniest violin playing the world's saddest song just for me. But at the same time, trying to keep up with all of it has been insane. Okay. And it has been wild. And Wanda, you are absolutely right. Tony Busby has sent out demand letters to celebrities basically saying, pay up or get exposed. That is for sure. He has said it on TMZ. He has said it on in multiple interviews. He is not lying. He ain't playing. And we heard that Ray J as well has confirmed that, saying that celebrities are indeed paying people off so that they can remove themselves from this Diddy debacle. It's been pretty crazy. But let's take a look at this. Again, the news be newsing out here, okay? The news be newsing. Yes, honey, I did say that. Ew. What's that? Ew, bro. Ew. Yeah, it's gross. It's grody. It's gross, y'all. So let's get into this because she explains it even more in this interview right here. Please, guys, go over to Sean Atwood. He's been doing, man, the dude has been putting out work. Okay. He's been getting these interviews and it has been insane. So definitely go over to his channel, subscribe, go check out his videos. These are just clips from we're just looking at clips from the full interview. The full interview is available out there. I highly recommend you guys going and checking it out for your own self. Consume, subscribe, show some love. All right. And again, shout out to Sean Atwood for these interviews. Very telling stuff. Let's rock and roll.
So you said that Denzel Washington wasn't down with the program, the Diddy program.
Well, no. My friend had to do a number 2 and she was on stage and he wouldn't let her be relieved. And so she ended up doing it on stage in front of everybody. And it was a wet one. And it went everywhere. It was so nasty. And Denzel was disgusted.
Okay. I forgot that that they start just right out the gate like that, especially when I got my chocolate protein shake that I'm about to drink. And she just said that right out the gate. Now I'm not drinking that for a little bit now. Thank you. Appetite gone. That's just gross. Anybody drinking a chocolate protein shake right now? And she said it was loose. Look at Sean Atwood's face. Yeah, that's gross, man. Yeah, not the protein shake. Yeah, that just jacked me up. I'm sorry. I don't mean to break. I didn't mean to stop it right then. I promise. That was not on my bingo card. I thought they kind of lead into it a little bit more. Oh man, here we go.
Grabbed his wife and was like, "You don't respect nobody," and ran up out of there.
Did you see people react like that a lot, or were most people going with the flow?
It was so much going on. The people that noticed reacted, but it was just so much going on. If you weren't right there in that vicinity, you didn't even know. It was too much going on. But
wouldn't somebody in the area smell it though? Wouldn't somebody go, I smell dookie. Who dookied? Was it you? Who dookied? You know what I'm saying? The smell of number 2 is very distinct, is it not? Is it not? And if it's a wet one, don't you think that would be like, oh, damn, she drank milk and she had some very spicy chili before she walked in here. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna permeate. That will clear out a room. That will definitely clear out a room. Come on now. You're not going to be like, we're partying, having a great time. It's the white party. And all of a sudden, you don't smell just dookie? Think about it for a second, guys. I know that sounds really gross, but I'm just saying, give it 2 seconds, especially when it's wet. You know for a fact that is like someone light a match, please. Incense, something. Give me a roll, just crumpled up newspaper, and let's just burn it really quick so we can get this smell out the room. Real talk. Who got Febreze? Anyone?
Yeah, everybody, you know, and everybody was just walking around zombied out. Like after a certain time, when you would make the announcement, if you don't, you know, the regular party's over, if you don't want to participate in what goes on after. You know, it's just interesting. I just want to bring up Justin Bieber for a second. Shout out to Justin Bieber, man. I'm a Justin Bieber fan. I want to work with him. Man, I have such empathy for you. You are a strong person, Justin. Shout out to you in your heart. You sing when I hear the pain. Now, when I listen to your music, I hear the pain in your voice, Justin. All you wanted to do was sing. Your mother caught you playing your guitar, singing, and thought, let me help my son out. Let me focus on with God, you know, let me nurture this talent. And she thought she was doing the right thing by taking that video to Scooter Braun. And I'm sure Scooter Braun probably thought he was doing the right thing taking to Usher. But Usher, why you do him like that? You need your ass kicked, Usher.
Okay, so she's dropping some serious names. All right, already out the gate, at least in this video, because clearly this is like a 2-hour long, almost a 2-hour long interview that she has with Sean Atwood. So so I'm sure she's already warmed up and everything, but still.
Clean up on podium 5. Clean up. We need a clean up on podium 5. Thank you.
Yeah. Crazy, right? Crazy.
Usher, you need your ass kicked. You need to get slapped or something, Usher. You knew what Diddy was going to do to him. What'd you get by taking him over there? And then you had the nerve, he signed to you. So you've been making money off of him after you get him abused like that? You owe him all his money back. Are you Diddy number 2, 3, 4, Usher? Running around here. I mean, this is ridiculous, y'all. Hey, I'm on a live, y'all. Stop calling me when I'm on a live. That's disrespectful. I'm on live. Stop calling me.
Jaguar Wright is watching. She's in the chat.
Hi, Jaguar. I love you. Oh, I love if I can work with her. She sings so good. Hey, tell Fox to stop calling me. Jaguar Wright is on the.
Purple Rain. Purple Rain.
Tell him to stop. He keep calling. He called 5 times. I don't even know man. He gonna make me talk mess. Tell him to stop. That's ridiculous. Hey, Jaguar.
Hold on. Before we continue, I got a question for you guys, because I know some of you guys are saying some things about Usher and all that, and I'm curious. Do you think he should be held responsible? Should he be held to blame for what happened to Bieber, or is he a victim himself, or is he a victim that turned into an assailant? Does that make sense? Does that make any sense? So I'm curious about that. Do you think he should be held responsible for what allegedly happened to Bieber? Let's not forget, we have not had any confirmation from Bieber, from feds, from anyone about anything that has happened to Bieber. Sure, we've seen him go through some things. We grew up with him, but we also grew up with Usher. And let me point something out. Have we seen anything with Usher going through what Bieber went through? Did we ever see any public display of alcohol or substance abuse or any of those things? Have we? Have we? From my memory, we didn't see anything like that with Usher. Interesting though, right? So it does make you wonder, could there be a situation here where I guess my question is, why was why was Usher's not public and Bieber's was so public? Usher is just a big name, as big of a name. So I'm curious. Bieber's out here. We see him going through some things. We saw that. We seen it with our own 2 eyes. But Usher, not so much. And of course, he went through the same flavor camp. He went through all that stuff. So I'm wondering, And Pam just said because Justin acted out. Didn't Usher act out too at some point? Did he not have some teenage angst? Did he not have some rebellion at some point? What? Because he just went around and was Usher smashing a lot of girls, allegedly, right? But it does make you wonder. I know everybody deals with trauma differently, but it is interesting that we saw what happened with Bieber and what he went through. But there's no confirmation. Like I said, there's no confirmation of any bad things happening with Bieber. I mean, yeah, with Bieber and with Usher. There's no confirmation of those things. So it is something, nonetheless, that I find to be interesting. You know, it makes me ask questions, and I feel rightfully so.
Yeah, I just want to say, man, your voice is amazing. Your strength is amazing. Shout out to you for being alive still and not being afraid to talk. You gave me the strength to talk because when I first got the strength to put my story out there, everybody was like, you can't say nothing. You're going to mess up your lawsuit. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And I'm saying, well, I'm filing my lawsuit for justice. Like, it is about the money so I can, set my son up and I can get into counseling and, do all the things I need to do because I can't work a job. I want to be financially straight. But besides all that, I want to work with Jaguar Right. I want to go around and speak at people, victims of, abuse and sexual abuse and sex trafficking. I know a lot. And certain things I want to tell Jaguar, like in face-to-face, I get the opportunity. And man, thank you for speaking on me. That was funny, that comment you made about the pardon and all that. Like, I put it out there on purpose so he can't do that. That was the strategy of mine because I talk about it now. If he try to do it, it's gonna look a certain way. So when you said that, like, he ain't going down with the dead, I'm like, yeah, see, my strategy is working.
Do you think Justin Bieber will eventually speak out about what happened? Because he looks traumatized.
He has to. He has. He's a father now. You think he would take his kid over there? Even Usher said he wouldn't take his kid over there. So why you take Justin over there?
She's got a good point there. But I don't think we're ever going to hear anything from Bieber for a very, very long time. Unless he is made to. Unless the feds say we need you to come in and testify for X, Y, and Z because of the findings that we have in our investigation. That's the only thing I can see. Same thing with Usher as well. Or any other person. Any other person that might be brought in for any type of testimony, any type of interrogation. They're going to have some serious, solid evidence to make that person come in. I don't think we're going to hear anything from from Bieber or Usher. I don't think we're going to hear anything for a very, very long time. That's just what I think. It's not going to be tomorrow suddenly Bieber speaks out. If he does, then I will be shooketh. But I doubt it. I doubt it.
Why? What did he promise you? What extra did he promise you for you to take that boy over there at the time, knowing what he was going to do to him? What did he promise you? And then did you receive it? Because you sold your soul when you did that. I don't know if you can get it back, Usher. What's that song you got out? Shit. Your confessions and burn. You gonna let it burn, all right.
A lot of people are
God didn't like that. God did not like that from Usher to take Justin over there. Because now it's nothing that Justin can ever do to get his innocence back in that way. He stole so much from him when he took him over there, knowing what was going to happen to him. He wrong for that. Hey, Justin, I want to work with you, though. If we can meet up. Like, I understand your pain. And my homegirl trying to get in contact with you because she was there with you in the room. So if you want to talk to her, she got you.
A lot of
Okay, hold on. Let me get this super chat because I know I have a bunch of super chats and of course we got to do a little break in and out of this for fair use stuff and all that. Okay, but again, I highly recommend you guys going and check this thing out. We're not done, so don't go anywhere. But here it is. Grateful Glow just said she just admitted she's speaking up for restitution. I don't need to know JB's details. Let him be. He's dealing with a new baby. in all this news. You are not wrong, Grateful, with the we do need to let him be. But he's got a new baby. He's a brand new father. He's got a lot of things that are going on in his corner. Let's keep it real. Definitely. And this is why one of the reasons why I brought up in one of the previous shows where I was like, why is everybody so obsessed with Bieber when it should be an obsession on every single person that could potentially be a victim, any star of any kind that could potentially be a victim of the diddler, and any other person that helped these kids or these people become subjected to this type of crime. And that's what I'm saying. I'm also meaning Usher as well. I know everyone goes, well, no, F him. F Usher. He brought him in. He's also a victim, though, too. If this is the case, then that means Usher, when he was a kid, was a victim and was subjected to these types of crimes as well. He went through the same stuff. So shouldn't it be justice for him, too? Think about it. Think about it. So as far as Bieber not saying anything and all that, yeah. yeah. Get it? Okay, Usher. Moving on. Absolutely. Let him be, Burr. Let him be. So he can be a dad, a husband, raise his child. Everything that's going on with Diddy, it's crazy. But you also got to remember, what we've been hearing so far has been nothing but speculation. There has been no evidence that Bieber has ever been subjected to anything. Sure, we're hearing people saying, oh, yeah, I saw a video of Bieber in one of these freak offs. But have we heard anything about that? Have we heard any feds basically say, yeah, we have another victim and he was such and such years old when this whole thing went down. It's a male. He's a big name. Like, there's no names. Nothing's been dropped except for Cassie. So again, I urge everyone to be careful. To be careful out here. Right? To be very, very careful. Because we don't know everything yet. But anyway, this is like I said, very interesting interview.
People are asking about the baby oil, if something was put
It's not
in
baby oil, y'all. That's liquid ketamine, horse relaxer, muscle relaxer. It's
Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry for pushing. I'm sorry for being the pushing back guy today, but I'm going to push back a little bit on that. Now, does she know that because she knows that? Or does she know that because she heard it through all the series of interviews and content that's been out here? Again, that has not been confirmed, y'all. Let me keep it a buck. Okay? Don't worry. Still think that Diddy did some things. Still believe that there's a potential, a possibility of laced baby oil. And that's how you say it. It's baby oil. There's a possibility of that, for sure. But it has not been confirmed yet. Not once has feds go, yes, we ran tests on the baby oil, and we found out that, yes, there was Ketty in that stuff. Yes, there was a DR substance in there that will knock people out and all that stuff. That has not been proven yet. We have not heard anything of that sort. I'm hoping that comes out at some point here, but we have not heard anything about the baby oil being laced. Does she know? Did she get hit with the baby oil? I'm just saying. I'm just asking the questions. Do we know for a fact? But let's continue on.
topical. He can rub it on you, or you can ingest it, and all of a sudden you become a zombie. Like, your eyes are open, you're talking, but you're not there. The demons have jumped in your body, and you're like a robot and they're just controlling you, or you're doing. He can tell you to go kill somebody and you do it. If you're a heterosexual straight man, he tell you go suck a dick and you gonna do it. Excuse my words. I don't know if I can cuss on here or not, but you know, if you're a married man that's never cheated on your wife, now you cheating on her. You know, I mean, if you're somebody that would never have messed with a kid, now he throw you in a room with somebody underage. Now you're a pedophile, and he recording it all. Allegedly. All this is allegedly, you guys. Allegedly.
A lot of people are asking.
Hold on. I'm going to get to that. But you see, she's saying something, and I'm wondering, does she know that? Did she really see that? Or is that something that she just received from other things that are being said by a lawyer that has said something about it on News Nation? The first time I heard about any baby oil having anything laced in it was on News Nation on an interview with Ariel Mitchell Kidd. That's the only time I've heard anything of that sort. But we have yet to see any proof of that yet. Documented proof of that. You see what I'm saying? So I wonder, it doesn't sound like she was hit with anything, because even in her lawsuit that was originally filed, it doesn't say anything about her getting hit with any type of baby oil. So do we know, how does she know about, like, you know what I'm saying? She's getting, somebody just said, third-party information. All right? She's getting third-party information, and she's adding this into there. But it's not factual, guys. It's not firsthand experience.
Asking about your thoughts on Courtney Burgess and the Kim Porter's book.
Okay, I was recently contacted by Chris Todd directly, and he told me that he was the one that gave it to Courtney, that everything is real. But he had wrote his own version based on what was on the hard drives that Kim got out of Diddy's safe. Kim had got these certain things out of the safe and gave it to Chris, who lives here in Orange County, California. Chris called Courtney and said, "Hey, I want to give these to you for you to turn in." But I don't know why Courtney, I guess, was slow rolling about turning it in. And that's why I don't know how the marshals and everybody found out that, I guess Chris had told him that he was giving it to somebody to turn in, and then Courtney wasn't turning it in. And then now they're trying to, because of his representation, they're running around trying to sell it now. And if they don't get their price, they're just going to release it to the open market. And I don't understand that. Why don't you just turn it over to the authorities? Or if Justin's on there, why you didn't hand it to Justin himself? Like, why y'all doing this? Are y'all out for justice or a paycheck? Y'all the real clout chasing, trying to get a paycheck, not as big, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I was told that what he turned in or has in his possession is authentic, and it came directly from, Miss Kim Porter. Shout out. Rest in peace. Rest in power, Kim. You still hear your voice speaking from the grave. You did what you were supposed to do. We got you from here. We got you, Kim.
Okay. Some people are asking about is Chris really Jamal? Yes. So it's funny how I just keep this handy. So Chris is really Jamal Millwood. Okay. Chris is allegedly really Jamal Millwood, who helped put out this memoir, Kim's Lost Words. Now, still, I'm side-eyeing this. I still side-eye this book, okay? But they say that this is like an edited version of the actual manuscript that Chris Todd actually had in his possession. Chris Todd had this book. He printed it out, and now it's called Kim's Last Words. Courtney Burgess apparently has the same, he says, unabridged, unedited, untouched memoir. And if I'm correct, he tried to put that book out there on the internet as well. I don't remember the title of the book, but he's tried to put the book out under the same name, under the same Jamal Millwood, if I'm correct. It says Jamal Millwood on his as well, which is weird, right? But now we're hearing Adria is saying that Chris Todd actually gave Courtney Burgess. She's saying that Chris Todd has admitted to giving Courtney Burgess the original manuscript, which is also very interesting. But then, of course, you have Courtney Burgess trying to put out his version of the book out here on the internet. So that's why I say I side-eye both. That's why I side-eye both of these books, because I don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying. Which one is real or which one's fake, or if both of them are fake. We don't know anymore. We really, really don't. And that's the frustrating part here, guys. We don't know what's true and what's fake anymore as far as that book. Now, when it comes to the videos he says that he has, that Courtney Burgess has, and if it's stuff that shows any littles being subjected to any type of crime, then he was holding CP. And that's not good either. He shouldn't be putting that stuff out there, period. Okay? Period. He shouldn't even be having that footage. So I'm surprised that Courtney Burgess or any other person that has possession of any type of content like that has to do with littles has not been hit with any type of charge for possessing CP. I do find that a little bit weird, but let's continue on.
She was there. I talked to Kim a lot. We got you, Kim.
And you got some questions coming in about Tupac.
Man, he put that money up from Tupac to get killed. He put that $1 million up. The bounty money that he paid, that somebody ran off with, ended up starting a club with it. That's why Keefe D and them were mad, because they put in the work but never received the $1 million. But he paid the $1 million, but it just didn't get to the right hand. But the $1 million was paid. So I'm doing this for Pac too. Shout out to the West Coast. West Coast, we up. Mustard on that beat. How? I love DJ Mustard. I want to work with you, DJ Mustard. Please, Kendrick Lamar, y'all call me. Super Bowl's coming up. Come on, let's run it. Let's run it.
You're getting asked about people above Diddy.
Yeah, like Clive Davis.
Yep.
Yeah. He was in he did a lot to my homegirl underage too, allegedly, but not allegedly, because I can't wait for her to pop out. Oh my gosh, these receipts is crazy. So we have to say allegedly, but the receipts is so strong that somebody should better be hollering at me on some settlement, because discovery gonna be crazy. Get in contact with me, y'all, because once I pop out with my girl and we start really and that's another thing, people thinking like, why are you telling so much? I'm only giving you guys 10%. There's a whole other 90% that I'm saving for the book. And my book is going to be a book, a movie, and a soundtrack all in one. I'm writing everything myself.
When will the book be out?
When I put it out. Actually, I'm looking for a deal. If there's any publishers out there that want to give me a fair price for my life story and go in on it with me and be part ownership, that's open for a negotiation. But don't come to me if you're talking peanuts.
Interesting, right? Now, I know a lot of people, I think I know a lot of people will be side-eyeing this kind of stuff here, because, of course, we all look at this and say, hey, maybe, we want to know the truth. We want to know everything that's going on. Should they get a bag for this? Well, obviously, in my mind, I think that the most important thing is trying to get their version of justice through the court. And if that means through this lawsuit that she has, or that she's about to refile, I think, with a new team of lawyers, I think that is the most important focus. The book, movie deals, soundtracks, all that stuff comes later. Get the justice that you feel is deserved. If it's a civil lawsuit and you get that money, cool. Then do the book stuff. That's just what I think. Because as soon as you start saying, oh yeah, I got a book, I got, that's when I can see a potential of people looking at that the wrong way, saying that maybe your intentions are for something else and not actually for said thing. You see what I'm saying? For the justice of what you endured. So that's just all. When I see something like that, I'm like, oh, we got to be careful of that. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with you getting a book deal or working on your manuscript, or a movie script or a soundtrack or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like that's something that you can keep to yourself for right now, because optically, everyone is side-eyeing the situation for every single accuser and victim that is out here. So instantly when you hear something like that, I can see why people will go, wait a second, is she really in this for real? Or like, is she really a victim, or is she in here just for financial gain? So I can see why some will look at that and side-eye it. I think the book deal and all those things can be, talked about later when she gets the justice in the courtroom or the settlement outside of court. I think that's the most important part, right? At least in my personal opinion. Let's get these likes up. If you guys can do me that favor, all right? Let's get it to 800 likes. If you can, that'll be greatly appreciated. I see a bunch of y'all in here. I appreciate your energy. So hit that like button down below. Crush it. We're having this discussion. It's a Friday. We're keeping it kind of loose, kind of laid back today. All right. But I do appreciate this interview that Sean Atwood had with Adria. It does really mean a lot. Of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Crush that subscribe button. Subscribe. To go to my secondary channel as well, because there's a lot of stuff being covered over there that you guys do not want to miss. I did a video yesterday watching something for Allie Carter. There may be some more stuff coming out for that in regards to her later on today. So make sure you're subscribed to the secondary channel. All right. So subscribe to both. And if you're watching on other platforms, make sure you hit that follow button and all that stuff as well. All right. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate you that you liked, shared, and subscribed. That really means the world to me. Now, let me get some of these super chats, because I these comments and all that are in here, and I appreciate that. Real quick before we continue on, thank you so much, S-Dubs. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. I really do appreciate it. And of course, thank you so much for being one of the many amazing mods on this channel. I really, really do appreciate it. Okay. Thank you so much. And for those of y'all who just became members, welcome to the family. Please pay it forward. Show some love, pay it forward, do something positive for somebody over this weekend. Okay. S-Dubs just gave you some love, which is rightfully, amazing. So please share some love back. All right. To anybody to this weekend. Okay. That is your assignment for that positivity that was just bestowed upon you. Mora Kelly, thank you so much for being a member for over 19 months. That's a long time. Way to go. Congrats. Thank you so much. You're congratulating me on the 150. I appreciate it. Khalida? Hopefully I'm saying that right. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're an inspiration as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so kind. That is so kind. Okay. Marissa, thank you so much. Well deserved. You make our day. Oh, that means a lot to me too. Thank you. And Kimberly in Japan, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate you watching all the way from Japan. All right. Thank you so much. But let's continue on. We got more to look at. So let's wrap this one up.
Because I need to have $1 million conversations at this point. Everybody in the room was a millionaire or a billionaire. So don't come at me with hundreds or a little bit of thousands, because we're going to make millions.
Oop, your internet's frozen. Let's see if we can get you back. Can you hear me?
I mean, man, that's wrong.
She's back. All right, your internet frozen there.
Sorry,
all
somebody called me.
Why were you told to wear black at white parties?
There we go. That's a good question.
That was to symbolize who to look for if you wanted to do extras, I believe, in a way to kind of like, make me the target. If you didn't come there initially for that, by the time they got you faded and said, just look for the black dress. That's all you had to do was look for the black dress. And we usually had some type of shorts on because we were dancing. So when we were made to wear a dress, it was just for easy, quicker access. I believe.
From Rilden. What did you see at the white parties? Did you go into the private rooms, to the after parties?
I saw a whole lot.
Okay. So, very interesting clip. All right. Because we are looking at we got a few other clips that we are looking at as well. But nonetheless, that is a very interesting conversation. And of course, shout out to Sean Atwood for the interview and asking, kind of going further in the questions. Let's not forget, of course, she's talking about all the things with Bieber. She shouts out, she gives a shout out, or she goes in on Usher. She obviously goes and talks about Denzel. But seriously, what I hear with the Denzel part, it's not like Denzel was all a part of it and he's a monster and so on and so forth. It's kind of like Denzel was there, saw it, was disgusted, and said, "We out." And I think that's a very big piece of information. I think that's an important piece of information.
God, just give me good genes
for sure. You know what I mean? But of course, there's a lot more to be said. We even have a conversation, a topic over Beyonce in this conversation. And I'm going to say this really quick. Jay-Z, Beyonce, don't come at me. All right. I'm just reporting the news. I'm reporting what's being said out here in these streets. It's an interview, but at the same time, this is very, very interesting. And of course, she talks about the breakdown, because she did talk about in one of her interviews about how Beyonce stole her whole vibe, which inspired the Sasha Fierce movement. Remember, Beyonce had a whole album. It was Sasha Fierce. She had like this persona and all that, and she talks about that, which I think is very, very interesting. Pam Jarrett, yes, Denzel had nothing to do with the trash. He left and never went back. That's what they say, right? That's what's been said. But then I also heard somebody else just said something about this, that there's tunnels, that there's something to do with tunnels and all that. And again, I don't know, right? It is still very shocking information and thought-provoking stuff to be like, hey, we need to know what's going on and what really went down here, right? Grateful just said the last time Denzel was at a Diddy party was 2003. If that's true, that's very interesting, right? But that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of rumor being said, but we have yet to hear anything that's confirmed about Denzel. But it sounds like Denzel was operating on a higher vibration than Diddy. And so he would go to these parties and maybe he would leave at the right time because it was not good. Let's not forget, apparently he's said this to many other people too. You go to these parties, know when is the right time to leave. Don't overstay your welcome. Know when the right time, know when it's the right time to leave. That's literally what he said to another actor that was, up and coming. Same thing. Is it because he saw some woman lose herself, go number 2, whilst dancing on a pole? Because Diddy wouldn't let her go and do her business in the bathroom? And he said, "Nah, you out of pocket for this one, son." With his whole Denzel, you know what I mean? Maybe it was. I don't know. But he knew enough to say, know when to leave. Don't stick around forever. Know when to leave. So we got to this other part we're going to get into, but let me get a few more of these super chats real quick. S-Dubs, thank you so much for the love. It is that begging that makes me not believe her. Sorry, I was like, maybe that's a typo. Maybe you're saying it's that beginning. It's that begging that makes me not believe her. See that, and let me leave that up. That's the problem that I think a lot of people have, because it's not only just this interview or her interview, it's other people as well. And it's beyond just the Diddy stuff. We've seen this on other interviews as well, right? They'll sit there and say, oh, you need to pay me to sit down and talk. You need to pay me to speak my truth on your show, so on and so forth. I've seen that countless times in other on other shows. In fact, Sean Atwood had an interview with Big Homie CC, right? Big Homie.cc, I think that's how he goes by. But anyway, he's a bodyguard of Diddy. Even Big Homie CC, which will probably be watching at some point on this platform here, just reacting to his interview. He even said in the interview, Sean Atwood asked a question, and Big Homie CC says, nah, you're going to have to pay me more to answer that question. Verbatim. So clearly that could have been an expression, or he could have been getting paid for the interview. Plenty of people have been getting interviewed and getting paid for their interviews. But that's something that people have been doing for the longest time. The people who are speaking out right now have not reinvented the wheel. A lot of people have been out here speaking out and also getting paid to speak. In fact, Big Homie CC said it in the interview. He said, I was supposed to be on Cuomo's in a show. I was supposed to be the one getting interviewed. But because they didn't meet my demands, meet my requests, meaning he didn't get paid, he wasn't going to get paid a certain amount, or maybe not get paid at all, they opted out and they got Ray J. So that's why he's like, yeah, they decided not to get me on. And then next thing you know, I look up and there's Ray J all up in the videos talking about ask not what you can do for your country. And then suddenly I start worrying about my own ass. So again, a lot of people are going to get paid. You really think, come on, guys, let's keep it a bean. You really think that none of these guys are getting paid? When they've been on countless interviews? Countless interviews. Yeah, they're getting paid. Now, does that mean that they're lying? Does that mean that anything of that sort? No, doesn't mean that at all. It doesn't. But it does exist. So again, the part of put me in coach type situation is very interesting, but that still does not mean that person's not telling the truth. The person just is on their game, their hustle game. But like I've said before, I would hope that at least in the very beginning, if they're going to step forward and speak out, I'm hoping that those particular people are stepping out in the very beginning to get their voice heard, not just to get a bag. None of this bag chasing type of ish. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're right out the gate saying, oh, pay me X amount of dollars and then I'll be on your show, or I will do an interview, or whatever it may be, yeah, it can cause some pause for a lot of people, and they start wondering if you're telling the truth. I would hope that these people that are stepping forward and speaking out are initially speaking out on the free 99 because they're hoping that it's going to inspire others to step forward, to have the strength to speak out. Remember, there's so many other people that have not gotten a chance to speak out, that are too scared to. So I'm hoping that people initially are speaking out in the very beginning. Maybe later on, it's like, I've already answered these questions 15 different times. But if you really want me on your platform, or if you really want me to do a sit down a sit down in-person conversation, yeah, you know what I mean? Throw me a couple bags and I'll sit down. But I've already answered these things on the free before. I'm hoping that's the case. Because like I said, we need more people to step forward to inspire others to step forward. But if it's all just for financial gain, that's when everyone starts looking at it sideways. And that is trash. That's not good. That's unfortunate. That's not what we want. We want the accusers and the victims to be believed, not, are they really telling the truth or are they just trying to grab a bag? That's the thing that gets me concerned. Definitely gets me concerned. But let's continue on. She talks about Sasha Fierce and it being inspired by her. That Beyonce, quote unquote, she said, took it from me. Shout out to Sean Atwood for the interview. Let's take a listen.
Because he's trying to maintain my appearance for y'all so I can get out here and perform so y'all can see what it was all about. Why did he have me there every party when there were tons of go-go dancers all up and down the tri-state? He could have hired anybody, but he kept bringing me back for a reason. I'm so dope. Beyonce had to become my persona. Y'all think about that. The Beehive, think about it. Her name is Beyonce. Why did you have to go from that exotic name of Beyonce to Sasha? Why you just couldn't be Beyonce Fierce? You feel me? Beyonce Fierce would have been dope too. Why'd it have to be Sasha Fierce? And I have video of Diddy announcing me as Sasha at his parties from 2004, and Beyonce didn't become Sasha in 2008 or 9. So you know what I mean? Like, come on now. Like, I don't gotta make it up. So as punishment.
Hold on. I am curious about this. Now, I understand everybody's like, the side-eyeing the certain artists and all that, but think about that, what she just said. Think about that for a second. She just said yeah, Christopher Reed, I'm trying to do the math here too, because her name is Adria English. How is she, with all due respect, how is she doing the math? How is she connecting the dots here? How is she saying that Beyonce took Sasha Fierce because it was inspired by Adria and took it from her? Was her stage name Sasha? Was it Adria Fierce? Was it Sasha English? I'm just curious about that. What's the connection there? You see what I'm saying? Respectfully, I'm just curious. How did she steal that from her if she made up Sasha Fierce out of nowhere for herself? So how was she inspired by, I mean, I'm hoping that Sean asked that question, because how was she inspired? How did she steal it from her, right?
I sent one of my friends on her dad, and he got her pregnant. And so now her dad pays child support to my friend, and Beyonce has a sibling, and her parents got divorced. So that's what you get.
All right, let's just pause here a minute.
Shout out to Solange. I love Solange. I want to holler at Solange. I want to work with Solange. You're dope. I listen to Cranes in the Sky like every day, girl. You are my inspiration, Solange. You are dope. You're the real MVP behind the scenes. I want to work with Solange.
All right, so we've got almost 5,000 watching live now across all platforms. If you've just joined us, we are here with Adria English's first ever live stream Q&A. Get your questions in, folks. Adria was right there at the Free Coughs, was hired by Diddy.
Paid to be there, yes.
Witnessed a lot of heavy stuff that we're going to get
Countless
into.
Things that you guys would never in your wildest dreams would think people need to do just to get off.
We're going to slow down a bit. Go back to the first time you ever met Diddy. What was that encounter like?
It was dope. You know, he has a good charisma. There's a star essence about him. It was good energy. You know, I was driven to the Hamptons. They provided the car service. So when I left the city, I was thinking we were going to get there quick, but it was like a 4-hour drive through Long Island. And so I was like, what? Where are we going? And then all of a sudden it turned it all wooded and like all these trees and stuff, and then big mansions separated, like just all this wilderness. I'm like, but then when we rolled up, like he was standing outside waiting on us. I was like, dang, that's the real Bobby, Sean Combs. I was excited. I was happy about it. I really was. I was like, man, this is dope. I was calling back home to Cali, bragging, telling people like, man, you'll never believe it. It was hella fun. It was fun. That's why I feel bad, because some people be like, you don't seem sad. You don't seem trauma. Because there were aspects of it that was fun, you know? I'm being honest. It was a good time. I just thought this is how celebrities do it. You know what I mean? I was already in the adult industry. I already was working as an exotic dancer. So I did, private bachelor parties and bachelorette parties. And, people get wild and crazy and get naked and run around. And you know what I mean? So I was just thinking, rich people do it bigger than that. So this was like, this is what they do. But I didn't realize, having me allegedly, perform and I'm as an employee. First of all, like, you had us drinking alcohol as an employee, encouraged. The alcohol was laced. And then you had me doing extra favors that he was benefiting from, using my heart, desire to rap, sing, and perform as, the carrot dangling in my face that I was, participating. And then it was like the elite. So it wasn't like he had me like on Skid Row jumping in and out of cars for $20. Like, these are millionaires and billionaires. People, everybody that I was involved with could change my life for the better. So I'm like, why go out there in the street and be trying to figure out how to get to the people that I'm in the room with? I'm here. All I got to do is cooperate and I'm be on like them. It just never happened. I just didn't understand. Like, I didn't do nothing to nobody. Like, why I couldn't get on? There's enough money, opportunity, awards, performance to go on, like, why I got to get blackballed and shut down? Like, why I wasn't provided the equal chance for the people to say, oh, she whack or she's dope. You know what I mean? Like, why I had to just, go to mental hospitals and work jobs that I haven't been able to keep longer than a year since then, because I caught 3 DUIs. Because my chemical balance in my brain is messed up forever with all those, horse tranquilizers and muscle relaxers and ecstasy and everything mixed with the alcohol. It like changes the balance in your mind. So whenever I drink, wine or whatever, or champagne, like I get crazy. Like my last video, y'all, I was drinking on that one. This is just coffee. So you know. Notice the difference in me. When I'm talking like this with some sense, and you might see me sipping, it's just coffee or soda. When you see me and I'm acting sexual and I'm wild, all of a sudden I'm her. I naturally turn back into Sasha without even trying. Like I'm talking about, if I'm in the room and everybody are married couples and they get me drinking, I'm flirting with everybody's man, and I'm not doing it on purpose. I just naturally go automatically back into stripper, go-go dancer, life of the party, make everybody happy mode. And it comes.
Hold on. Can we take a second here, though? Let's just take a hot minute. Wow. So the interview, shout out to Lionel B, the Lionel B show. Shout out to Lionel B. So she was over there. Remember, she just said a lot. She said a lot in those two minutes. She said a lot. Some very revealing things. So she said, okay, one thing that we could say, one main takeaway. A couple different takeaways. She says that she's going through some, there's some chemical imbalance in her brain. So that if she drinks or it does, anything like that, because of the things that she went through, it really messes with her mind. Okay, that's fine. All right. It's hard for her to hold down a job, so on and so forth. But then she says, yeah, the interview that I was on, that one, she said that interview, she's talking about Lionel B's interview, the second one, where she's, laying up on the bed. She's, getting on all fours. She's doing all this stuff that's fairly provocative. Okay. Fairly revealing type stuff. You know what I mean? Fairly suggestive. Let's just say that. She's doing all that. She now says that she was drunk on that. But she said, oh, yeah, I drink a little wine and I smoke a little smoke. I smoke a little tree, but that's, no big deal. But now she's admitting that she was inebriated when she was doing that interview. But now she's saying, no, I'm just on coffee right now. Great that she's only on coffee right now. But she even said herself in that interview that she doesn't drink. She doesn't drink like that. She'll sip some wine, so on and so forth. But now she's saying that she was drunk in that interview. That's why I paused and gave you the look, because I'm like, wait a second. She just said something. She just said something else. See, and then I'm hoping, because we're not through with this interview yet, but I'm wondering if Sean will ask her, how was she propositioned to do certain acts with certain names? Let's talk about that. What's the interaction between yourself and Diddy that made you go, okay, I have to go and do this for this guy, and then go off and do this with this guy? And then there's going to be a quid pro quo from my services. I'm going to get paid for X, Y, and Z by doing. You see what I'm saying? That's the question I have. That's just a burning question that's just in me so much. I'm like, can we hear about the transactional side of things? Aside from her getting $500 and then she didn't get paid for the other things that she did with these men, I want to know what the conversations were between Diddy and her. What was that conversation like before she went and did the deed with these men or with these people? You see what I'm saying? Like I said, I got a lot of questions. A lot of them.
Comes off as, who does she think she is, trying to, steal the shine, or, I don't need attention like that. I naturally get it,
So the chat's going at lightning speed, but there's a lot of questions
Ain't
coming
gonna
in.
lightning speed.
There's a lot of questions coming in about J-Lo. Did you see J-Lo?
Oh man, fuck J-Lo, fuck your hoe. Hey, it's on site, bitch.
Woo!
I said it. Hey, Jenny from the Block. Hey, what's that movie when she was fighting that dude? When he was beating her ass and she trained and did all that. Hey, you still remember them moves, bitch? Come back to America and try me.
I watched your other
Try
interview.
me. Why you participated way more than you want to believe. You were not innocent. Sticking all that stuff up in my friend. She was underage. We can describe everything. She remembers everything. Thank God certain things didn't happen to me. I didn't experience everything my friend did. Like, I didn't have 2 babies that were taken out of my stomach, but I don't know where they're at.
Hold on. So pause. Let me just say this really quick. I do want to point something out. Something that we can very much confirm so far, at least from her, is the only crime, or actually not crime, the only thing that Beyonce has ever done is allegedly take a name, take a persona, take a vibe, whatever it may be, that Adria's claiming that Beyonce took Sasha Fierce or Sasha from her. That's all we've heard so far. Because for a fact, if there was a problem with Beyonce, worse or just as bad as J-Lo, she would have said, man, Beyonce, it's on site type stuff, right? She would have been said that, but she doesn't. She just says, she took my stuff, she stole that from me. But then when they go into J-Lo, it's on site, F you, Beyonce. I mean, F you, J-Lo, it's on site, so on and so forth. Interesting, right? Now, it's because she allegedly heard or at least witnessed J-Lo doing certain things to one of her friends, which I can understand. If I witnessed anything like that, I'd say that same thing too. I'd be like, it's on site, mange, right? So right now, all it is she took a persona, and now we're looking at J-Lo. Interesting, right? It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Let's continue on, though. Let's continue on. And those allegations that she's saying about J-Lo and seeing J-Lo do what she's alleging that she did, it's that's insane stuff. With a wine bottle or something like that, it's insane.
How old was the friend?
11 years old initially when she was kidnapped. She stayed with him to 15 years old.
Oh my God. And do you know how they managed to kidnap that person? How they got a hold of her?
She was walking down the street at 11 years old and they offered her jelly beans. Harvey Pierre, I believe, allegedly And next thing she knew, she woke up in New York City. They had the nerve to put her on a private jet, flew her to New York City. She wasn't wearing that. She had barrettes and pigtails in her hair. They put a D&G sweatshirt on her and did her hair different, put makeup on her, and then put her on Diddy's lap and had the nerve to take a picture like a trophy.
Again, we know about this. She talked about this in the other interview with Lionel B. Again, my instant question that I have is, how do we know for sure that that particular victim was that age when it went down? It's not listed or mentioned in the documents at all, guys. It's not. You don't think that would be in a huge factor in that lawsuit if that particular person was not of age when this thing went down? Think about it for a second, guys. We've already talked about this. We've talked about this ad nauseum. That lawsuit. Yes, allegedly she was in Detroit. She was in the lawsuit. She was at a bar. If my memory serves me correctly, she was at a bar. She met Harvey Pierre. He put her on a plane with him. Apparently some allegedly illegal activity happened in the plane. Then they flew over to New York. She met with Diddy at the Diddy, Bad Boy Records studio. Took photos, all that stuff. She's wearing the D&G shirt, all that stuff. Not once in any of the reports did it ever say that she's a little. That would be the first thing that they put out in the document. Boom. She was this years old when this whole thing went down. And then to add all the scathing information that happened to her as well. There's so much more to see what I'm saying. That would be a huge piece of information, but it's not in there, y'all. That's a massive piece of information, and it's not in there. So she might have her stories mixed up. She might have her cases mixed up. I'm sure these other victims have maybe spoken to her, but at the same time, maybe she has her stories mixed up. But again, this is information about other people. This is not about her. I want to know about her. I want to know what happened to her. You see what I'm saying? She's talking about my friend and my friend this and my friend that. And that's great that she's talking about those things. That's fine. But let's get into the parts about her. What happened to her?
Like she was just like a stray rescue dog or something. Like, and the reason why he was able to get away with it because her grandmother, who had custody of her, had also custody of other kids in the family because her mom was on drugs and running around, and the grandma was receiving a check to take care of all the kids. And she thought if she brought light to the fact that the one little girl was missing, that she would mess up all her checks and her way to provide for the family. So the grandma never even said anything, even though because she was calling when she could and checking in, so she knew she was alive. So she was just like, and then my friend actually got away and went back to grandma, but because grandma and them didn't believe her, she went back over there to gain proof. That's crazy to get away. And she said she had to hitchhike, and in hitchhiking, she ended up running into some drug dealers and stuff that ended up knowing Diddy allegedly. And they just called him up like, hey, it's this girl asking about you.
Oh.
And she was...
Actually, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt this, okay? But I do want to bring this up because I want to correct myself as well. It does say a little, but it doesn't say an age. So let me share this with you guys so you guys can see this too. Because I want to make sure I have this correct as well. Take a look at this. This is what she's talking about. This D&G photo. They're saying that she's saying that she was a little. So I want to make sure that I'm correct here too. How I remember it, I don't remember this person being a little. I don't. But of course, Harvey Pierre, okay. Of course, he's being slammed for being named as a defendant in this situation. Now, Let's just a quick trip down memory lane because there's so many different names and so many different stories and so many different cases and documents that things can get mixed up. So I want to stand corrected as well. All right. But they do not say age from what I've seen. But this is a tale of fiction. This is what his a statement from Pierre. All right. Now, of course, he's being alleged of taking this particular person over. So he continues. Okay, that doesn't matter. So he stands accused of enticing a little back in 2003 into hopping on a private jet to hang out with him and Diddy for a NYC or New York City recording session where she claims that she was attacked by both men in the studio bathroom. The suit also claims Pierre sat back and smoked rock, I'll just say that, from a Pepsi can as the attacks took place. The details alleged alleged by this Jane Doe accuser are this is what they're saying, that they're heinous and vicious. But Pierre adamantly denies any of this being true. And of course, this is Diddy saying enough is enough, right? But with all due respect, I don't remember it being stated that this particular person was a little, but this particular person is. Now, they don't say age because I feel like that's a piece of information that would have been in here. So she is correct. Okay, Adria is correct on that piece, that person within this lawsuit is claiming that she was a little. And now we're hearing more information about that. But that is still interesting. You know what I mean? Miss V states that she was 17 years old. So, okay. I'm gonna look up some more. Okay, I'm gonna look because I need to take a trip down memory lane on that one. But that is some wild stuff. Let's continue on though. Let's take a listen to, because she says she was 1-1. I got to be careful with these words and stuff like that. But they say that she was a little. Okay. Now she says that she was not of age in this particular lawsuit. But let me check on the age real quick. And again, even I had that, a mix up, but I don't remember her saying anything about being 1 years old. Okay. I don't remember that at all. I feel like that would have been shocking and one of the first things, right? Well, let's take a listen. I'm looking it up.
12 or 13 years old or something like that. But she had a body like a grown woman. That's why, like, her body was advanced already.
So we've seen the photo of the woman and they're eating food off her body. Do you know who that was?
That's the same girl I'm talking about. She's 14 in that picture. I sucked a strawberry off her breast and she's 14. And I'm doing it. And I didn't know she was 14. Nobody would think somebody laying there butt naked is 14-year-old child. People were sticking their fingers in her crevices and all type of stuff. And eating it right after.
Ay, caramba.
And did you see any celebs interacting in that way? I'm just being polite with the language here.
Yes. But I'm not going to name names on this live. Okay. I still have a lawsuit pending and I don't want to be sued or people saying I'm slandering. But the day is coming where names will be named. And we're just going to focus on Diddy right now.
Your friend, is she filing suit as well?
Yeah, she's Jane Doe right now. She's in the process.
Oh, great. So,
there's actually a girl that's running around from Alabama or something like that that's trying to act like that's her on the table. And she's trying to take credit for stuff and she's lying. Whoever that girl in Alabama, she's telling a similar story, which I'm sure she probably telling the truth. But as far as those pictures are concerned, that's my friend. She's trying to act like those are pictures of her to give her more proof. But nah, we got them same. You take the blur off the face, you see my friend. Like, her face looked the same. So, excuse me, my glasses look creepy.
There we go.
Jaguar Wright is a friend of the channel. We've had her on several times.
Shout out to Jaguar Wright. I like her.
Okay. Now, of course, we're going to stop that there. But I do want to share this with you guys, too. So she's still a little legally. but I got the information. I wanted to make sure I knew I wasn't crazy. Right here. Let's take a look at that. Splat out. This is, of course, Sean Diddy Combs trying to get the lawsuit rejected of something that happened in 2003. But she was 17. Bang. I knew I wasn't crazy. Dag nabbit. Okay? I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew I wasn't crazy. There it is. Splat out. She's not 11. She's 17. There it is. Let me show you what I mean. Just a quick trip down memory lane, all right? Don't forget to hit that like button down below, please and thank you. We still got a little bit more to look at. So hit that like button down below, please, please, please. Don't forget to subscribe. All right, but let's take a look at this. This is the same case. This is the same situation, but this is just another thing. So in this particular article, he's asking to dismiss the lawsuit alleging that he and a former partner, a bad boy executive, Harvey Pierre, attacked her, but she was 17 at the time, in a New York studio. All right. So of course, this is the same doggone thing. They say that these claims are false and hideous, claiming the suit was filed too late under the law. I'm sorry. That this suit is a stunt, and said it fails to state any viable claim. The Jane Doe, quote unquote, cannot allege what day or time of year the alleged incident occurred, yet purports to miraculously recall the most prurient details with specificity. The motion claims. Hold on, let me just make this easier by doing this. Okay. So this was first filed by Doe in December and amended in March, accused Diddy, Pierre, and a third unnamed assailant of R-ing her when she was a junior in high school. There it is. A junior in high school. Ain't no junior 11 years old. Unless you damn near Doogie Howser up in this piece. Okay? Ain't no junior that I know of in high school be 11 years old. Now, she could have her stories mixed up. She could have her facts a little messed up. But that is very interesting nonetheless. All I'm doing is stating some info. That's all I'm doing. I'm just a man trying to give y'all the information that you need. All right? So, very, very interesting. All right? We got another one. One more video that we need to see for ourselves. Hold on. Come on, computer. All right. So we got another video, still from Atwood, that I want to share with you guys. Again, that's very, very interesting, though. Very, very interesting that that this is not correct. This is not or what she said is not accurate. Okay, but she had a conversation with the girl. That's what she's saying, and what she knows. She's saying it's the same one of this same girl was on a table for the sushi thing or the food thing within her birthday suit as well. Again, I don't know. See, that's what's so frustrating about this, because you're getting information, but you're not getting it from the actual source. You're getting it from a third party. See, it's still another third party piece of information. We're not hearing from the actual source itself. So again, like I said, I'm just asking the questions because the doggone questions, need to be asked. And again, I want to hear her information. Am I the only one who's seeing something weird here? And it's not about Sean. It's not about his interview. No, it's not what he's doing. It's just the information that she's giving us is not giving us, she's not giving us her account. We're hearing something else. You see what I'm saying? We're hearing other people's third-party information. We're not hearing much of her own experience. But maybe there's more that's going to be answered here in this one here too. So let's take a listen.
The reason why I'm bringing it up, people are like, why are you even talking about it? Is because it was only a 6-month time frame in 1999 when I was 20, 19 going on 20, and just a 6-month period. I did 8 movies within that 6-month period. And now we're like 25, almost 30 years later, and it's still like that chapter of my life is still ongoing, and it looks like I'm still currently in that industry, and I haven't been since that 1 6-month period. So when I got manipulated in that, and then I hid it from my family for a long time, into a member of my church I grew up with since 9 years old came across it while they were in New York on travel, and they ended up bringing a copy back to California and bringing it to the church and giving it to the minister of all people, who of course called a meeting with my parents and told them. And I was currently working as a telemetry technician / unit secretary, in a hospital. Very professional job with a 401k and a retirement plan. I was valedictorian in my high school, Ontario High School. I graduated in white in 1996 when everybody graduated in maroon. I went to Long Beach State for college. And in the dorms to the left, they put me in the co-ed dorm. To the left were the male athletes, and to the right were the girls. But they were all stripping to get through school because they were all from Compton, Long Beach, Los Angeles. I was from the suburbs, and I had never been around like city girls before. And they were on my same floor in the dorm. So that naturally is who I hung out with. And then they got me involved in the dance scene, which led me to meet Jake. So anyway, my family found out. I was very embarrassed, came home from work and they had it on the big screen.
Now, so let me explain this. So for those of y'all who are a little late to the party or may not know what she's talking about, she has a history of being in spicy content. So this is what's going on. She made some videos, made some spicy videos. She found out, or her family, found out through her pastor. So her pastor got a hold of these videos and then, of course, exposed her to her family because of her making the decision to make these kinds of videos. That's what her life was like, allegedly, before she left, before she got out of the spicy content game.
In my mouth. Yes. So imagine the horror walking in, like not knowing anything, and you're just right there on the big screen in front of your parents in a sexual act that you had performed like 3 or 4 years ago that you were thought was going to never even come out.
Imagine that kind of intervention. You're walking in and all you're seeing is yourself on camera. That's crazy. While your parents are that's crazy.
Anywhere around. So anyway, when Anthony got opportunity to move to New York and asked me to go with him, I happily said yes. We get to New York. He ends up getting an opportunity to audition for the Sean John campaign with Puff back then. And we were excited. He let me go with him to the audition. We get there, and long story short, he comes busting out of the room like cussing, saying that he was asked to perform fellatio on Puff in order to book the job. And Anthony wasn't with it. Shout out to all my BTQ community. Everybody, doesn't matter what you are, what you do, but you can't force what you are into on people. That's where it's wrong. And so when he refused initially, so it was like, oh, too bad you don't, get a chance to work on the campaign. But I was working as a go-go dancer in the regular club scene, in Manhattan is only 13 miles by 11 miles. So the go-go scene is pretty small. And then I was also dancing at Larry Flint's Hustler Club on the 51st and the West Side Highway. because me and Anthony, I went back to LA for Memorial Weekend, and we came back and our apartment was ransacked and we got robbed for everything. And so we were like, do we go back to Cali looking stupid, like broke? You quit your job, the family knows about what you did, we're gonna come back broke? Or are we gonna do what we gotta do to stay in this expensive city that'll eat you up in a day, New York City? So that's how we decided that I was gonna dance. You know, as soon as I walked into Larry Flynt's Hustler Club, it was like natural. I'm like, I felt the vibe. They auditioned me, they hired me right away. And then they gave me the name of Sasha. They were like,
there's Sasha. There it is. So she had the name, the name of Sasha. There it is. I was wondering where the connection was. Where's the Sasha thing, right? That's interesting.
Like, it's a Russian name. We get a lot of Russian people that come in. Sasha's great. You look exotic. You don't look black. You don't look, you don't look Dominican. You could be whatever. So putting Sasha with it'll make you look more exotic. So I was with it. So when I ended up meeting Smiko Thomas in the regular go-go scene, she approached me with the opportunity to work at Puffy's white parties, and then brought up the fact that my boyfriend Anthony can book the campaign and work the campaign if I agree to work the white parties. So obviously I was a groupie back then. I grew up on, East Coast, music. I loved everybody and everyone a part of it. So I was like, hell yeah, that's some good networking. I'm trying to sing. I sing, I rap, I write, I dance. I was on the dance team in high school and college. It was my dream to dance, sing, and perform. And that's why when I got the opportunity, I was like, what better person to show out? It's like an audition every time, But he just string me along. It was coercion in my heart and just dangled the opportunity over my face over and over and over. And I just never got there. Imagine, you guys, if you can imagine Beyonce, right? You guys, everybody loves Beyonce. You guys love her so much. You pay $500, $1,000 for a ticket to see her, right? Imagine if Beyonce this entire time for the last 20 plus years had been denied to sing and perform this whole time. But she's Beyonce. She has the skill in her. But because she's being hated on, she's never able to dance, sing, or whatever. So Beyonce would be somewhere crazy right now. The real Beyonce, if this whole time she was never allowed to go in the studio, record a song, get on stage, sing for y'all, perform for y'all, have Blue Ivy up there. If all that was blocked this whole time, she'd be somewhere crazy on drugs, something like that. Well, that's me. So when
Interesting as well. And yeah, she's not wrong on the whole idea of there's so many artists out there that had an opportunity. They had that one shot, Mom Spaghetti, and then suddenly that opportunity slipped away. That opportunity suddenly just became whatever, right? That now are drowning their sorrows or doing something negative to themselves because they said they feel like, if only I had that chance again. If only I could have done this. If only I could have done that. This would have been a totally different situation. I could be as big as Beyonce. I get it. I've seen many, many friends, very, very talented friends, lose their minds, slowly, slip into insanity because of opportunities that were handed to them that they just didn't act on quick enough, or things get stolen from them. I do believe that. Plenty of things that have been out here that I've seen where you have a lot of people that have had a lot of opportunities that have been super talented, great music, whatever. And then they go, hey, I like that song. You know what I mean? We're going to make you a star. But what I need you to do is give that song to this person because she's huge right now. We're going to work on you, though. We're going to work on you. We got to get the right investors. We got to get the right money behind you. And then we're going to make you a superstar. But that song is hot. And it's hot right now. And I know, imagine what will happen when this artist sings it and it's on the radio. That's going to be your song on the radio. Yeah, it's her singing it. Yeah, it's her getting all of the accolades and all the attention, but it's you that actually wrote it. Imagine that. So just sign this little paperwork here and we got you. And then of course that person goes, F it, There's plenty of other hits in my body. I got a couple more hits in me, and those will be mine. And then what happens? Person takes the song, it blows up like it's supposed to. It puts them on a whole new level, whole other stratosphere. Person who signed that contract still hasn't seen not one red cent from that song. Happens a million times. It's a tale as old as time. It happens all the time. And so you have a lot of artists that just lose their minds because they don't get the recognition, the money, the love, the support, the accolades like they were hoping for, because these artists out here get screwed over by other artists or the managers of these artists or the record companies for these artists. Doing the same thing, dangling hope and dreams over that particular person because that person is so hungry, so thirsty, so desperate because they still got to put food on the table. And they're tired of working that temp job. They're tired of being that au pair for that rich, snobby family out in the burbs. And this is their opportunity to get out. And these people out here use that to their advantage. That's what Hollywood is, guys. Unfortunately, it is. Let's just eat this guy. Let's eat away at this person. Drain all of the energy they got, so we can give it to somebody that we already know is going to make millions. It's like Lady Gaga. It's like Lady Gaga. Imagine she's desperately looking for a song, which is very rare because you know she's a talented individual, or Bruno Mars for that matter. And suddenly you got another kid who's out here and he's just as hungry, just as talented, if not more, than Bruno Mars. But he's looking for that hit, and he's Bruno freaking Mars. She's Lady freaking Gaga. So you know for a fact, oh, well, we can invest in this person and hope that the people will like this new name that they don't know anything about. Or we take this song and we put it on somebody that we know for a fact is going to make millions of bags off this one track. As soon as she says, it's a hit. What do you think they're going to do? Take the shot on the amateur or give it to the pro that's already been out here making millions of bags for the record company? They're going to go with the shoe-in every time. Every time. It's unfortunate, but we see this happen a million times. And then that amateur, that person that's got so much talent, will get so burnt out, so disgruntled because they didn't get their chance. But they keep on having, there's a new song, right? Great new track. Another one. They go, ooh, this was great, girl. This one's great. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. Oh my God, babe, you're amazing. You're amazing. We love you. You're a genius. But we want to give this one to Carpenter chick, Sabrina Carpenter. We're going to give it over to her. Really? But this one's for me. I really want to do, I really want to do this one. Yeah, no. You're going to get your shot. You're going to get your shot. I swear to God, you're going to get your shot. We know you're talented. We know you got it, but we're going to give it over to her, though, really quick. Okay. And in fact, hey, while we're at it, lose 20 pounds. We need you to lose like 20 pounds. All right. In fact, why don't you go ahead and get a BBL and inject a bunch of things into your face? All right. And we need to change your hair. No. You would love your look. We love your look, but we just, 20 pounds BBL. We're going to need you to inject some things in your face. We need to dye your hair to red because I think red will be just amazing on you. And oh yeah, nose job. As soon as you get all those things done, we got you. But keep writing these hits, girl. Yeah, there's a check for you. We got you. It's here somewhere. We'll get it to you. Same address, right? Okay, maybe it was sent to the wrong address. But we got you. And they just keep stringing these people along to the point where they can't take it anymore and they leave. And then they start losing their doggone minds. So it's true. We've seen it countless times, guys. And it's not only just in the music business. It's the same thing in the film business, entertainment business in general. They suck the life out of these young, hungry, talented individuals because they got that je ne sais quoi. They got that edge. They got that great, innovative idea that's going to flip the entertainment world or the film industry on its side, right? And they take that script, they scratch out the person's name, and they put on the big name's name on it. He wrote it. It's his book. It's his novel. It's his screenplay. So give it to him and let him direct it. It's going to be a hit. It's an instant hit. We got Chris Hemsworth signed to this. You really think we're going to give you, some amateur director, an opportunity to direct this amazing script that you wrote with Chris Hemsworth on it? Are you insane? No. We're going to give it to the other guy who's been making nothing but hits for us for years. Happens a lot, guys. And then what happens? Those people lose their doggone minds, and then they look like they're insane when they start speaking out. Yeah, I was the one who actually penned the original script to Thor. And everyone's like, no, you didn't. So you look crazy. Look at you covered in soot. The hell is wrong with you? You crazy. Smoking that crack rock right in front of me while you're telling me this story. You insane. Tale as old as time, guys. And it's very tragic.
When they took my name and gave it to her, Sasha, and put the fierce on it, I was like, that's cold, because she got famous and celebrated from Destiny's Child. They got famous from Kids. She's never had to be an exotic dancer or anything. So now when you become Sasha and you put the fierce on, all of a sudden you have this stripper persona and you're behind the partition. That's me. You know, and so imagine watching that on the outside, and you're on EBT and government assistance, and you see all of them just dancing around in the mansions and the Grammys, and nobody inviting you no more, and you blackballed for no reason, and then you done put in all this extra work sexually, allegedly, for fake promises, and I was very naive. I believed them, you know what I mean? Like, I believe with all my heart, like, this is, Diddy. I'm looking around, Mary J. Blige right there. Everybody is in the house. Busta Rhymes, Paris Hilton, Jacob the Jeweler. Everybody's there. Diana Ross. Trump was there, his kids. Biden, Prince Harry.
She put in Biden, Trump, Trump's kids, Prince Harry, Mary J. Blige. She putting everybody in this mug, man. Damn.
Kamala. It was all there.
Kamala. She even put her name in there too. So she was there too. Man, oh man.
And they're chilling, big chilling. J-Lo. So, I was just like, it ain't no other mix to be in the music industry. Like, these are the people. So that's why I believed it for so long. When people say, well, why did you keep going back? Because I had already put in work. So it's like, I'm just going to take a complete loss. No, I'm going to keep putting in the work, and then I'm going to get the payday and the fame and the fortune, and, but I got nothing but sent to the mental institution. And I had
boom. Sent to the mental institution. Okay. Good to know.
to lie and say that it was all a dream and I made it up in order for them to release me, or they were going to just keep me in there doping me up and stuff.
Oh, damn. That's not good. That's terrible. But she even said that. She said that earlier too. I didn't emphasize on it. But at the same time, she did say that earlier as well. She said it earlier about the mental institution. Now we're hearing that as well here too. I'm not sitting here saying what she's saying is not legit. I'm not saying that at all. But it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder.
Well, you've come through it all, and you're here now, and in the chat, it's all love and respect for you tonight.
I appreciate that, you guys, because if it feels really bad when you have to beg and plead for people to believe you and understand, we already are a victim. You already been through the trauma and still alive. And then to get the courage and now finally talk about it, and the first thing people want to say is you're lying. Nuh-uh. You're chasing clout. You just want a bag. No, I want professional counseling. I want probably some type of SSI, some type of, I can't work nowhere. This is traumatic. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. All I can do is perform, act, model, show up, talk to you guys. I can't go work a regular job. Imagine if you told Beyonce to go work a regular job. Like, you can't. You want to do what God put you to do. That's why in my book, I go a lot deeper. I have a book coming out. I go real deep into everything that I saw, experienced, felt in my journey of going from a good girl to a bad girl and getting an opportunity to be a good girl again through God, because he will save you. I mean, I'm here to save souls because I led a lot of people down the wrong path getting into the adult industry. And, there were married men that, saw me, and I caused a lot of people to lust and continue. And because I'm online, there's nothing I can do about it. And I feel like there's a part of me that's just going to be leading people to hell. People that click on, there's nothing wrong with the adult entertainment industry, to each his own. I'm not hating on it, but I was raised in the church as a Christian. I wasn't raised like that. That wasn't my dream to, I look comfortable doing it and whatever. That's because I am like a sexual person naturally, I've been told that I'm sexy since I was 12 years old. I don't try. Like, I just naturally,
Boy.
I look young. I'm only 46, so I still can pull guys in my 20s. And it's not like I'm trying to do it. I don't do anything special. I don't work out religiously. I don't, eat a certain herb. I do nothing. I smoke weed still. I, drink champagne and wine.
Okay, so of course that's when it kind of ends. But this is very interesting. The interview, again, she basically has said the same things, remotely the same things like she did on the Lionel B episode that we watched a few days ago or last week or something of that sort, or maybe earlier this week. I don't remember. But no matter what, the things that she is saying here is very interesting. And then of course she says, there are some discerning things that happen that she's saying here that does throw that's being thrown in here that makes me question things, because she says, okay, I can't hold a job. But that's why I want to perform. That's why I want to act, sing, all that stuff. And it's like, well, those are still jobs too. You still have to hold that job. You still have to maintain that job. Especially if you're a season regular on a TV sitcom or TV show, you still have to work, right? You still have to hold that job. Now, could it be what she's saying here is all a result from the trauma that she endured from the situation? That could very well be it too. We still have to, have everything on the table. We have to leave everything on the table because this is a lawsuit that has not seen the light of day yet. She has to refile, by the way. She has not refiled her lawsuit. She still has to have a team of lawyers or a lawyer to back her up to file a lawsuit again. Remember, she parted ways from Ariel Mitchell Kidd. For what reason? I do not know. We know that they parted ways because I guess they were asking her to not do something or say something, and yet she did it anyway. And that's why they're like, we are parting ways. But that's all that we've known so far. We don't have any confirmation of what the real reason is on why they asked her to part ways, or to asked her to, or they decided to drop her as a client. It is very interesting. But this is, again, very, very interesting stuff, and a very interesting interview. She said it in the other interviews before too, which was, it was very, put me in, coach, type of thing. Give me a shot, But I'm definitely interested to see what her book would be like if this book is actually in the process of being written right now. And yeah, I really do think that if she was to put it out right now and it was independently published, people would still buy the hell out of it. Shoot, I would too. I want to read it because I'd want to know what actually happened. But if you notice in this one and in Lionel B's interviews, which both are really great interviews, I'm not knocking the interviews itself, but I'm wondering if they did not talk about what was the interaction, what was the cause of, what was the quid pro quo. No one's deep dove into this, into those questions of, can you break down exactly what went down? When Diddy asked you to do X, Y, and Z, what did he say to you? Was it something that was said, or you just walked into a room and things just happened and you just assumed that you were going to be paid for those specific acts? So on and so forth. Those are the questions that I still have that I want to get answered. She says in Lionel B's interview, oh yeah, there was a trove of different people, celebrities and politicians and whatnot. She mentions the names, but she doesn't talk about the actual moment where they said, hey. Diddy goes up to her and goes, yeah, yeah, I need to go and do this thing with this dude right quick. I need to go and handle some business in this other room. Nah, I'll pay you. I got you. Just go in that room and handle that business. You don't want to be a star? I'll make you a star. Just go into that room and handle your business. That's what I'm wondering. Where are those questions? And will they ever get answered? At least in that particular conversation. There's plenty of other victims that want to step forward. There's plenty of other people that want to speak. I'm hoping that they do speak out. But this is, like I said, I can see why some people are side-eyeing some of these things and asking and wanting to have questions answered. I have questions that still, after listening to 2 different interviews, I still have questions that I still would like to have answered for sure. Still, great interviews, both of them. Shout out to Sean Atwood. Shout out to Lionel B, the Lionel B show. Okay. They both did very great jobs in the interviews, and I appreciate them bringing her on to their platform to get more clarification on things for sure. Okay. But again, I still need some more info for sure. Grace, thank you so much for being a member for the past 16 months. I appreciate it. Congrats on the 150. You're one of the first channels I found and sub to when I first started watching YouTube, and the first channel I became a member of. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Jackie, knock it back. Yeah, I had to knock out that protein shake, especially when she was talking about Dookie and it being loose Dookie, a loose Dookie. That was throwing me off big time. But thank you so much for the super chat. Grace, again, thank you so much. Accountability as a little? No. As an adult? Yes. Agreed. Absolutely. Buddy Love, what up? Thank you so much for the love. Remember the game? When you have 10 people in a line and you say something in the first person's ear, then what is said by the 10th person is embellished. It sounds a lot like that. You're talking about telephone. Yeah, a lot of embellishment, shaking my head. Yeah, the game called telephone. Exactly, Buddy Love. Now, that could very well be what it is. She's hearing some information. That information gets, it's third-party information, but as time goes on, she finds out, or we find out that it's, instead of it being the original story, it was a car, a red car that drove past a ice cream shop. By the time it gets to the final person, it's a fish and a dog had a conversation next to a sandbox. It's like, whoa, that had nothing to do with the original conversation, the original piece of information. So yeah, embellishment for show. Embellishment big time. Carbonized, what's up? Thank you so much for the love. The thing for me, though, they knew these parties happened, and sure, they didn't go or they left, but they didn't tell anyone either. They let it continue. They are not heroes. Sigh. Alas, you are correct. It's very interesting. You know that these parties are happening. They don't go or they leave because, man, you out of pocket for that one, man. Honey, we're out of here, right? Honey, let's go. We are out of here. And then they exit stage left, right? But they let these things continue. But they'll tell everybody else, hey, know when it's time to leave at a Diddy party. Don't stay for the whole thing, bruh. Know when to leave at a Diddy party. And trust me, you will know when it's time to leave. So that tells me that, yeah, exactly what Carbonize is saying here. That tells me you know exactly what the hell's going on. You at least saw the first 5 seconds of it and said, oh, no, nope. Not going to be here for, leaving. I got an Uber. It's going to be here right now. It's right here. Sorry. Yeah, I know LA traffic, but this one got here fast. Woo! Crazy, right? Got to go. Peace be with you. See you later. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. They're doing the hibbity-dibbity right there. Goodbye. You at least know that at least. Even when Ashton Kutcher says, oh, thinking about it, I can't really say much. I can't. A lot of memories at the Diddy party. I can't say much. Why can't you say much? You know exactly why. Because you've seen some things. Like I said, you've seen some things. It's so exposed. You see straight up to her Holy Spirit. Okay? Let's be real. Let us be real. Grateful. Thank you so much for the love. She admittedly took a strawberry off the 14-year-old's. Yep, she did. But she didn't know she was a little. Yeah. But you here's the thing though. There's some things that may have happened that she didn't find out until after the fact. That maybe she was there. And yeah, she sucked it. But yeah, I don't know why people like there's nothing cute or sanitary in my mind of the birthday suit sushi, or you're eating off of a person in their birthday suit. Doesn't matter. I don't care if there's leaves over certain body parts and all that stuff. You are not seeing me eat anything off of somebody. No, sorry. I'm not walking into a room and going, wow, what a party. Oh, food on a person. Man, I'm famished. Let me just get some raw fish off these people. Hell to the no. No, I don't even care. I don't care if it's cupcakes properly wrapped. I'll be like, nah, are there any other ones that are like on a table, on furniture, untouched by another person's body? Because of the secretions. Because of the secretions. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of gross, man. I don't care how, hoity-toity, how high class it is. Oh, drinking everything out of stemware. Oh, lovely. Forget me with all that nonsense. People in their birthday suits with food all out here. Nah. Somebody had to put it onto the person's body as well. Come on, man. Put it on furniture. Sorry, the body thing is weird. Sorry, it's gross. It's gross. I've seen it before. Not at a Diddy party, but I've seen it at other, at events and stuff. And I don't know why people think that's a cool thing. Sorry, you're not going to see me eat any type of food off of a person's body that's just been sitting there like this. Real talk. You don't think that person's going, all up on the food. All up on the food. Like that. Holding it. Exactly. What about that? When you got to do a little toot. You can't crop dust that stuff. You're just sitting there and there's something on top. Something's right on top of your junk. And it's food. And you're sitting there holding it in. Because you had a milkshake and a cheeseburger with extra cheese with some jalapenos. And you're sitting there like, But you got to let it go at some point. So what happens? You go, silent but violent. But whatever's sitting on top of your junk that is also food, doesn't matter. It's been sitting on a little like plastic leaflet that looks like, it's like a doily leaflet that's just sitting over there on your junk. That is cascades. Okay? Sorry. That stuff cascading slowly out the butthole and encompassing anything that's in that area. Sorry, not eating it. Sorry, not eating it. You got the sneezes, you got the farts, you got everything. That's nasty. Nasty. I wonder if anybody gone up like, it's like that piece of food is right there in that whatnot area. And you're sitting there going, oh, that looks delicious. Do you lean down to the girl and go, excuse me, have you farted in the last 10 minutes? Have you actually, in fact, have you farted at all? Because that piece of food looks really, really delicious, and I really want to eat it, and it's sushi. Have you farted at all since you sat and laid here? I'm just asking because I don't want any fecal matter on my food. You see what I'm saying? Are you having a heart-to-heart conversation with that person? Thank you so much for your service. But have you broke wind? Have you cut the cheese in since this whole event started? In fact, can you tell me how they put the food on you? Did they use gloves, at least, a spatula, tongs? How did they put it on your body? Or did you put them on your body yourself? I'm just curious. Wait, what? I can't hear you. So you did fart. Okay. I can smell that thing. I'm just saying, okay? I have questions. We're going to have a conversation. All right? We're going to have a real conversation, dagnabbit. Yes, beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you... Indeed. Okay. But what say you guys on that interview? Are you feeling it? Do you think it's the real deal? Do you think she's telling the truth? Do you think some of what she's going through is trauma from that situation, or trauma from some other things? Maybe trauma from her experience with the adult industry. I don't know. But I am kind of curious what your thoughts are on this whole thing. If you believe it or not, if you're feeling it or not, definitely get the comments down below. Let the conversation continue in the family chat down below underneath this show if you're watching this later on. But I am kind of curious what you guys think on all this, because it is very interesting. And if she really did go through what she did, I'm praying for swift justice for her too. Real talk. Swift justice. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really means a lot. Thank you so much. Yes, we had to talk about the food. You will never see me eat that stuff. Ever. Respectfully. Okay? But I appreciate you guys for being here. All right? I'm glad I made you guys chuckle a little bit. We need that more than ever. It's been very, very, it's been very dark lately. Who else is, actually, real quick before we wrap up, who else is watching the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight? Who else is watching that? Because for a fact, I'm watching that. Oh, I'm watching that fight. Are you out of your mind? I'm watching that fight. That's going to be fun. Okay? That's going to be fun. And yeah, Tyson's going to destroy Jake Paul. I think that's the only reason why a lot of us are going and tuning in, because we all want to see Jake Paul just eat it. And I'm going to say this too. I know some people are going to be like, shut up, Pascal. But I think he's a hell of a fighter, Jake Paul. No, I don't think his stuff has been rigged or anything like that. No, I think he's really putting in that work. But you're talking about Tyson, though. Mike Tyson, not Tyson Fury. I'm talking about Mike freaking Tyson. Mike Tyson is a monster. Do you understand? Doesn't matter if he's 60, 50, however old he is. Have you seen how in shape he is now? He's almost back to his old ways. Give him 10 minutes in that ring. It's going to be interesting. But the thing is, just really quick, for all of us boxing nerds, because I love boxing and MMA. I'm a huge MMA fan too. But one thing that's for sure, I'm wondering if Tyson's just going to string him along for the show, or if he's going to go ding, ding, and knock him the F out in the first 10 seconds and walk off. Is he going to put on a show for the people who are watching, or is he really going to put him down fast? We're going to watch the fight. I'm going to watch the fight. I'm curious as to what they're going to do. I'm wondering what I don't know, because I'm hoping it's not some like, I do not want to see what's his name? A Logan Paul Mayweather fight like we saw with Mayweather and Logan Paul. That was a waste of time, in my personal opinion. Like, don't do it and give us a show. No, I'd rather complain about how fast it was rather than complain about how you strung us along for 7 freaking rounds and there was no real result. You see what I'm saying? So I'm interested to see Mike Tyson walk in there and knock that man's face off. That's what I'm waiting for. Do you realize? My God. Mike Tyson's a terror. Okay? Mike Tyson's a terror. So, woo! I'm here for it. But that's going to be one hell of a fight. Anyway, I'll be back on in a couple hours. I got a couple things I got to do, but I'll be back on in a couple hours. We got some things we got to talk about for sure. We got some things coming up on the secondary channel as well. So make sure you tune in to the secondary channel. Okay, so do me a favor before we get going, hit that like button down below, crush it, do what it do. If you are watching on those other platforms, make sure you hit that reaction button. If you are watching on those other platforms, make sure you hit that follow button. So follow me on Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble. Show some love and follow. Subscribe here on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel, subscribe over there. If you want to support the channel, which will be greatly appreciated, hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon and my locals. Okay? And check out pascalmerch.com. We got some really great holiday shirts, sweaters, etc. ready for you guys for the holiday season. So go over there, get that stuff. That'll be dope. Also, pinned to the top of the chat and in the description box down below, I have my GoFundMe. Go check it out. Go check out my GoFundMe. Support if you can. I got that holiday special coming up, so I can't wait to get it all going and get it started and share it with you guys, okay? So go check that out. But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. Much love to you guys. We'll talk very soon. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for sharing your time with me. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.